Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Looks like we're live, and today we're going to be doing something very different, which is not me playing. We're just going to be commentating on Mansoor's game. I've been told that my commentating skills are way better than my chess skills, and therefore, we are going to just commentate today on this guy, Mansoor Taj, who's my training partner. He's way better than me in general. And so, yeah, as you can see, I have a very bad score against him. He's a great player overall. He's rated about USCF 2000, I would say, and and he's he's largely uh. So let's see if I can find. Uh, okay, here we go. Looks like we have some Trompowski and Mansoor's playing black, so let's flip the board. He's playing blitz, even though I told him to play rapid. Let me text him to play rapid. But let's quickly look at what's going on here. Okay, this move knight e4 is something that we've discussed in the past. I think I've had it in an over the board game. He was playing in the board next to me. I messed up that game really badly. I ended up winning, but not because of anything I did in the opening. Okay, we have some sort of Grunfeld and Berlin structure at the same time. He plays bishop g4. How do I flip this bloody board? And I'm still looking to flip this board. Okay, bishop b5, bb5. So he thinks he's playing rapid for some reason, even though he's playing blitz. He plays all the time controls in the same way. That's one of his many admirable qualities. How do I flip this board? This really shouldn't be this hard. Okay, here it is. Oh my goodness. Yeah, here we go. So the move bishop to b5 check. Bishop to b5 check has been played. Mansoor goes back with bishop d7, dropping back. Let's try to have the evaluation on and see if we are able to spot the tactics. Maybe for the rapid, I will switch it off. Okay, bishop takes, queen takes, castles. This game is happening at lightning speed. I have no idea what's going on. And here, Mansoor can potentially just play bishop e7 or bishop d6, maybe. Um, and But knowing Mansoor, he'll play something like triple O, maybe? I don't know. The game's about equal, and he's also constantly looking for opportunities to attack. So maybe putting the knight here. Okay, he goes bishop d6, which is very principled. But knight g4 would have been cheapo, an attempt at a cheapo. And okay, knight h4 from Tomek. And here Mansoor goes d5. I don't understand this move. Okay, maybe something like bishop c5 check or something. Or, oh, he's just trying to anchor the knight here. Okay, knight f5, maybe bishop c5 check. And now Mansoor's going to jump in with the knight, I'm pretty sure. Castle. Okay, jump in with the knight to f2. That's definitely helpful. But here, Tomek has the opportunity to just start playing for queen g4 and queen g7 mate. Queen g4, queen g7. What am I missing? Maybe g6, knight h6, knight h7. I don't know. Queen g4 looks very unpleasant to deal with. But knowing Mansoor, he'll find a way to deal with it. He's a bit underdeveloped as white, maybe. White's maybe a bit underdeveloped, so you can say that all your pieces are in the center of the board, and white's minor pieces are not anywhere near the center of the board, and therefore you can claim some sort of advantage. But okay, this is actually fun. I'm having fun, honestly. Not playing and being stressed about things, but just analyzing. Okay, he goes for knight bd2. Okay, just knight bd2. The point of it is just to just to develop a piece rather than rush in with queen g4 maybe. Maybe next move he goes for queen g4. And Mansoor immediately sees it, says no queen g4 for you. Knight at 6, king g7. Mansoor is fine. As you can see, the eval bar likes black. This one is going to lose a piece. So he just blundered a piece, and knight f2 is coming, and knight h3. Yeah, it's over. This is an easy victory for Mansoor. Knight h3. This is knight f2. Knight here. King h2. He's up a piece. Mansoor's not going to mess this up. Rook a d8. Knight f2. Oh, he's making a draw. No. Knight d3. Okay, now he just needs to play b5. The knight goes back. Rook a e8. Rook a e8. No. Knight f2. What's the point of this? Oh, he's just getting time on his clock. Knight d3. Rook a e8. Knight b2. Okay. Mansoor's doing a super professional job. This is how you play great blitz chess. You just like use your increment. Oh, the knight takes. Okay, that's even better. Oh, now though, like yeah, he's losing a pawn for no reason. And rook a d8. Yeah, pick up this pawn, up a bishop. Mansoor's not gonna mess this up. He never messes these kind of positions up. He's not me. Okay, rook b1, rook b6, and rook b8, and that's all she wrote for this pawn. Okay, he's going after d5, which is even better. Okay, now, come on, resign. White should just resign here. This is easy. Just a piece blunder. Okay, just a pawn. Queens now. Yeah, he's not gonna fuck this up. Sorry. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What was that about? So what was the draw here? Let's see. Oh, guys, it's a stalemate. It's a stalemate. Rook takes f7 is a stalemate. That is insane. That is insane. Mansoor won on time, but oh my goodness, look at this moment. Look at this moment here. Look at this moment. I mean, like, oh my god, this is why chess is so beautiful. I think you can just play rook here, king takes, and it's a stalemate. No? There are no moves, guys. There are no moves. So I think you can just, if you do this, he just keeps following you with checks. Oh my goodness, that is why chess is chess. Oh my goodness. Jesus, that was beautiful. And now Mansoor is playing a 15-minute game as we suggested. Looks like he has the Sicilian defense going against him. Queen d4, e6. Here we can slow down bishop to b5. It's, I don't know. Oh, it's a Smith-Morra? What? e4, c5, d4. Oh, Mansoor never plays the Smith-Morra, so I'm surprised here. bb4, and white's already winning. Spot the win for white, guys. Queen takes g7. Oh, what? Queen takes g7. How did Mansoor miss queen takes g7? That's just a rook. This is terrible. Oh my god, bishop c3, bc3, queen g7 is hanging, so now black will play knight f6. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Knight f6. Now, I mean, like, okay, Mansoor's really better than this. Here, knight f3. It's funny how the worst part is if I were playing this game, I wouldn't spot any of this. I spot things instantly now. Okay, let's switch off the eval bar. I'm pretty sure I can also spot it without the eval bar. Queen e3. There's an interesting discussion to be had on whether eval bars are cheating, because when you look at the eval bar, I mean, they are cheating, of course, but I'm just saying, like, the computer doesn't need to tell you the best move. It just needs to tell you that, hey, you're winning or losing, for you to spot the tactics. So I'm normally not that tactically fast, but you saw me spot queen takes g7, and the previous game I would have never in a million years spotted rook takes f7 if not for the eval bar, to make that draw. So here Mansoor has the opportunity to play e5 and something like queen e4 after the knight moves. But Mansoor, being the mature player he is, goes for knight e2, which is a good developing move. He's not going to lose much today, because this is not his real rating. So he hasn't played many rapid games, so he's closer to 2000. And here d5, ed castles are the two options. He goes for the third option. And now the why I don't like this move is probably he's going to put some pressure on the e5 pawn, but Mansoor will play f4. Okay, he goes for the g4 square. Queen h3, simply asking some questions. Queen h3, yeah, Queen h3. I mean, like this h7 pawn's under a lot of threat. The only move that saves anything is knight h6, but you're losing a pawn after this. This is this is interesting. You're getting checkmated. Buddy thought he was winning this pawn. Buddy is sadly mistaken. Buddy has opened his king up for an assault from Mansoor's pieces. Buddy's, I think he's lost. No, it's just made in few moves. I can switch on the eval bar. I'm pretty sure. Oh wow, look at that. I was completely wrong. Maybe there's some other way that I'm not seeing. I'm not sure how human it is to spot whatever defense. Oh, okay, h5, queen takes h5. What? Queen takes h5? No. Yeah, now you're just getting checkmated. What's going on? Now I'm pretty sure this is still not completely winning. I don't see the defense. This game is an interesting case study. I don't see the defense here. Knight h6. Knight h6 is met by bishop h6 immediately. Takes queen h6, and still you're hitting the h7 square. How do I swing around anything to defend h7? I don't see it. Okay, queen takes g4. Free knight. Yeah, this is just an easy win. Free knight. That is just bishop takes g6. Oh no, probably knight takes g6. Or else I'd have loved bishop takes g6. That would have been a touch of class. Now he is going to take here and then play h4, h5. And once the pawn gets to h5, it's time to resign because you're already a piece down. This is some good chess that's going on. So Mansoor's playing. He's beating 1600s like they are 1100. Like I beat 1100s. Frankly, actually no, I don't even beat 1100s that easily because 1100s are super annoying to play. If you've played chess, you'll know that 1100s usually play with an annoying little uh, annoying little chip on their shoulder, and they play this London system and all these kind of tricks. It's not very easy to beat them. Okay, queen f6, h4, h5. Mansoor is a man of. So this is what you get to know when you train with someone good. It's an advice for anyone who's out there who doesn't have a training partner. Just get somebody who's like several ELO better than you. Yeah, bishop g5 I don't like because of this f6. Mansoor has a plan, obviously, but this is not how I do stuff. Queen g6, and that's why Mansoor is a better player than me. He saw this attack. Knight f4, knight e6. Sorry, not knight e6. Sorry, knight h5. Sorry, let me get rid of that. Knight f4, knight h5. Resigns. Knight f4. If you want to get too adventurous, knight f4, knight h5. That's all she wrote. He's going to go knight h5. He's ruthless. Mansoor is very ruthless in these kind of positions. He doesn't take any fools. Any fools in this kind of positions. He will castle even. He has this annoying habit of playing two attacking moves and then playing a defensive move just to rub it in your face, especially when he's winning. After he plays f5, this guy's going to castle or play knight h5. I don't know which. Okay, bishop g5. Okay, f5 is not the best of moves. Now you've given up the f6 square for white's pieces, and also it's going to be checkmate. Bishop f6 is mate. No? Oh no, it's not. No, bishop f6 anyway, knight h5, g7 is completely collapsed. Rook g7 is the only move. Rook g7 is the only move. And after rook g7, sorry. I don't know why I keep putting the knight on e6. Knight h5, that's all she wrote. Or even, if you want to be even more sadistic, you could play h5 and it's, he's taken, okay. This is queen f6, queen g7, trying to minimize the damage, but Mansoor is not going to have any of it, I'm pretty sure. Okay, Mansoor's going to go, he's toying with this guy. At this point, queen here. Oh, queen here is queen takes knight, and then all your advantages go. Actually, you're up like a rook, so this is going to be pretty hard to mess up. Queen takes g7. Mansoor is a professional. The knight is trapped. I don't know why he did that. The knight is trapped. Now he's given black some hope. There was no need for this. Rook a d1. Rook here check. If I were Mansoor, I would even play rook takes bishop because I'm oh, rook takes bishop is hung. What is this guy really 1600? Rook takes bishop. I mean, like, what? This guy is not a 1600. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. Uh, let's try to find. Oh goodness, why am I not able to see his games? Okay, the opening is too fast from e4. He's playing. He's a d4 player. He's just playing e4. Ah, this is called the O'Kelly variation. This is amazing. So there's a bit of backstory to this here. Claudio goes out there and plays e4, c5, a6, thinking Mansoor will not know the theory. So this is the funny story here. So when Mansoor and me were preparing for a tournament, I learned the O'Kelly variation. So Mansoor is so used to playing as white against the O'Kelly. The opponent did not trust me. He did not get the element of surprise against Mansoor because we have looked at this move e4 c5 a6 as my weapon for black in a tournament that I ended up winning a game in the O'Kelly, but it was not due to the O'Kelly, if you know what I mean. Like it was mainly because of the fact that my opponent completely blundered. But I did prepare the O'Kelly, and I used to play training games with Mansoor before this tournament in the O'Kelly with Mansoor playing white. So his opponent is completely in for a shock if he thinks that that move surprised Mansoor. Bishop takes f6, e f6, castles. Oh, queen takes g2. Oh man, queen takes g2, bishop f3, and now is Buddy down a piece? Is Buddy down a piece? Buddy's already lost. Man, this guy beats 1600s like I beat. I don't even know what rating I beat this comfortably. Like last game, he was one after like 5 moves. This game, he's one after 10 moves. Okay, Buddy just blundered another piece. Bishop takes queen. King takes bishop. Mansoor, just king takes bishop. You're up 5 points of material. He takes back. You're a piece up. You have a knight. You have an extra knight. Mansoor, Jesus, Mansoor, what are you doing, mate? Oh, he's going for the extra pawn, being the little pedant that he is. Being the little pedant that he is. Bishop c6 check. I knew this is very professional. And then bishop b2 or something. And he keeps the two bishops. He attacks the rook and he picks up. This is deadly. This guy is deadly. Oh my goodness, the rook. The poor rook. The poor rook. This is like beating up a disabled child or something. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not meaning any offense. Like you know what I mean. This is like beating up somebody who is not capable of defending themselves. This is so easy for him. I mean, he I can't believe that this guy is. I don't know. Like this is whenever I play games against Mansoor, I always lose hope because when I see games like how fast he sees things. Now he's going to play rook c1. Why don't you just play rook c1, knight a4, pick up the pawn? Come on, Mansoor. Bishop g3, bishop f4. Okay, bishop f4, e5, bishop here. This pawn is under hit. Knight a4, rook c1. Pick up this pawn. Go home. Knight a4. Knight d5 I don't like so much. But Mansoor will argue that he can. Okay, not there, but knight f6. Maybe knight f6 or something, or knight b6. I don't know what Mansoor's got in mind. Rook c1. Please, rook c1. For the love of God, rook c1. And now c5 pawn is hanging. This guy is being wiped the floor with like he's 1100, even though he's 1600, allegedly. Then again, if I were playing Mansoor, I would get wiped as well. As I said, yeah, he's already won his next game. Let's see. That was too easy. Too easy, too easy, too easy. I think this is like playing FIFA on amateur mode or something for Mansoor. Let's see. What is this guy up to? He's asking me if he should continue with Rapid. He's getting bored. I just told him that it's viewer friendly to continue with Rapid. I told him like get his rating back up to where it belongs, which is so his blitz rating is 2162. So he's probably 2300 Rapid. I don't know why he has such a low rapid rating. Maybe chess.com starts it off at 1500 or something, but and he might have lost a careless game. Why is this guy rated 400? He's pretty good. Yeah. Oh my goodness, he's reached 1900. This is another guy I used to train with, and looks like he's reached 1900. Everyone around me is reaching 1900 for fun. So Mansoor is. I'm waiting for his next game to start. Meanwhile, let's have some fun. The next game, I'm going to do a complete Yasser Sarwan commentary, and I'm going to ask Mansoor to play slowly, mainly because it's more viewer friendly. As you can see, his considerable gifts. He can beat 1500, 1600 for fun, so it's going to be more like a training exercise for him. But I believe there's a word in chess.com for it, smurfing, but I don't think this qualifies as smurfing, mainly because I don't know why his rapid rating was so low initially to start with. So he will get to 2200. He doesn't like involve in any kind of nonsense like smurfing. Doesn't have an ego problem that he has to go and beat up worse players. And yes, Jan, let's get Yasser in the studio. And it looks like Mansoor has played e4, e5, bishop c4, knight f6, pawn to d2 to d3, and this was played in 1943 by F.M. Geller. Yeah, Geller in Tilburg. And here, d5, d7, d5. This is a good move, Jan. Uh, Black and white are having a theoretical argument, and we've reached this position. And let's take away everything and just look at the pawn structure. The pawn structure. The pawn structure goes. White has two pawn islands, and black has two pawn islands as well. But white has just played this move, knight f3 to h4, intending the jump knight to f5. But black on the other hand, wants to take on c3 and say, oops, sir, kind sir, you've got doubled pawns. And after black takes on c3, white simply keeps the queens on the board with the intention of playing this next move, knight f5. But black has been very, very nice. He's zoned in on this c3 pawn, and Mansoor might just be down a pawn here. He's down a pawn. It's already very, very complicated. And okay, Mansoor is going with knight h4 to f5. But now after queen takes c3, I think I think black has simply got a full healthy extra pawn. And of course, that's not how chess works. It's always a compromise. And we missed this very simple tactic, Jen. This is what I love about chess. This balance, this balance between white and black. I mean, here we were thinking that black has won a pawn on c3, but white has said, kind sir, oops, oops. And this is what I mean, that chess is always a game of balances, and you should never get too carried away in any position. But now Mansoor is up the exchange, but he's down two pawns. And again, it's about who's who in this. The problem is after Mansoor takes on, has he blundered his queen though? Queen takes d2. Has Mansoor just blundered his queen? Oh dear. Or is he just making things interesting? I can never say with this guy. I can never quite say if he's doing it on purpose. Why didn't he just play knight takes? Ah, yeah. That was a horrendous blunder by Mansoor, and that simply seals this game. And I think it's a decisive advantage, Jen. Although you can never say in such situations, sometimes, here for example, there exists a trick like bishop d6, rook takes e5, takes e5. Yeah, he's being ultra professional. f6, queen f6, anything works. And now Mansoor has completely misplayed this because he was winning. I I don't understand why he tried to be. This is what can happen in chess, Jen. Sometimes you think you have your opponent on the mat, and your opponent taps you on the shoulder and says, "Kind sir, you've completely negated everything you have in this position." And now f6, as we suggested, f7, f6. I think it's time for Mansoor to resign, which he promptly does. And at this point, I will try to hand over back to Sachin. Well, thanks, Yasser. At that point, that was a terrible game from Mansoor. He's better than this. I mean, you saw the last two games, and he's completely imploded in that game when he tried to be a bit too clever with that bishop takes f6, which I couldn't explain. In all honesty, so we can try to do this like Jan Gustafsson. This is known as the richer version opening. D4 knight 3, D5, bishop G5, X6, bishop F6, CF6. I think I've seen this position somewhere before. Maybe I think it was Peter Lecco who played this against I don't know who, but maybe I don't know. It's very hard to say always with this kind of positions, and and here Black just plays the move c6, shoves up the d5 pawn, and we are actually looking at the wrong way around because we are observing Mansoor, and Mansoor plays this move bishop d6. Have to say that I'm not a huge fan of this pawn structure personally, and he goes after the h2 pawn, and White responds with g3, and Mansoor, having lost the last game, is playing quite aggressively with this move h4. Of course now he's lost a pawn, White's lost a pawn and a rook after bishop takes here, bishop g4, just hitting a few key squares and playing the move g7, g5. If you take on g5, you're of course going to lose. After this takes and bishop takes, bishop f4 is skewering the queen and picking up the queen, but this move doesn't do much. I don't quite understand f5, maybe fixing the weakness on the dark squares. Black is completely underestimated. Black's attack has been completely underestimated by White, I feel, and Black is simply going to take and try to play simple chess like knight d7 because he cannot allow this move e5, which would completely destroy his center. And now here, you would think that Black would play knight d7, and after knight d7, knight takes d6, queen d6. There is nothing to write home about for either side, and that's where Mansoor is good at just playing these positions as they come. Here, yeah, queen d6, rook check, king f8, or king d8. I don't know what king d8. Maybe king f8 was better, no? But okay, after this is nothing to write home about for either side. After knight d2, knight c3, and Black has to spend a tempo or two getting his rook into the action with king c7, and yeah, here having these knights comparatively, this is going to result in queen c7. Queen c7. Oh, there is a little tactical shot with rook e1 check. Queen c7, rook e1 check was rook e8 check was the little tactical shot that that Mansoor's opponent tried on him. That's a GG try. But even knight b6 was better. No, Mansoor. Maybe just knight b6. No. Yeah, here knight b6. I don't know. b6. king c7, rook d8, knight f6, rook a d8. It's going to be played in this position, there's no doubt about it. But Mansoor needs to watch out for something like d5. Rook e8 is good, but d5, queen d5 is the problem. But here, you can never rule out a move. You can never rule out a move. Okay, white is a bit stuck. I don't see where white's queen c3 moves point. He has to play something like queen c4, threatening the move d5. But then again, d5 allows knight c5, and Mansoor gets a strong knight. Queen d2, and the same idea. d5 is in the menu, but queen c4 is probably better because it keeps this pawn pinned. Okay, Mansoor just goes after this guy's eventually and says that you cannot move this knight because I will simply snap the pawn off. And white says, okay, you cannot do that. After c3, Mansoor's going to play the move c5. Undoubtedly, queen e7, putting more pressure on this knight. And okay, knight f6, knight d5, or f5 even first, before knight f6, just so that the knight can get developed behind the pawn. Mansoor is probably even going to go something like this and start harassing the g3 pawn, and here he will exchange everything. Or knight f6, and just pick up this, no? With the knight. He's going to take with the knight and start using the pressure on this pawn. Definitely taking with the queen is also an option, so that the knight can swing here. Yeah, he takes with the queen because he's slightly more positional than me. He's probably going to keep his options open. And if his opponent tries something like this, he's going to go queen h1, king here, knight d5. Just asking some quite uncomfortable questions of this little pawn. Yeah, knight d5, knight e4, knight d5, both were good moves. But he went for this. And his opponent will try to save this pawn with queen f. Okay, now he's just lost a pawn. And now Mansoor's probably winning. Or maybe not, because there is always this check, which is super annoying, which cannot be allowed under any circumstances. Maybe that's what his opponent is saying. And maybe Mansoor just underestimated knight e5 in this position, because he thought he's getting the pawn after knight takes g3, but knight takes g3, queen e7 is very unpleasant, very unfortunate to deal with. And here Mansoor does a brilliant mature move, queen h3, saying that now I will take this pawn with the queen, and even if you swing your queen around, now I'd be a pawn up, and there is no queen e7 after the queen moves. Knight e5 is the only way you can try something, but queen takes g3 should start looking like a winning position, although it must be said that there is a case to be made for something like queen c4, hitting the c6 pawn in counter. So this position, Mansoor is going to play something like queen takes g3, b5, stopping queen c4. This is why this guy is a special player. He knows. He sees all this. If I'm seeing all this, this guy has definitely seen all this. I mean, queen c4. I was just talking about queen c4. He's saying that I can take this pawn in my sleep. Tomorrow when I'm chilling during Juneteenth weekend, this pawn is still going to be hanging 10 years from now. And he's saying, let me not let any counterplay for white. Queen d3 is a poor move, because now queen takes g3 simply is a healthy pawn. But Mansoor, of course, doesn't do that. Goes for this. And now c5 is a cheapo try, because of knight takes c5 with some ideas of forking the queen. But okay, knight c2 is knight d2 is the correct way to do it, opening up the access to the queen. Because if you try something like this, there is going to be consequences. Now he's going to drop back with a check and put the knight here. And there's going to be a lot of trouble for both sides to deal with. Queen c4 is not possible. b3 is not possible because of queen takes b3. Queen c4 is not possible because knight takes queen. Sorry, pawn takes queen. I'm sorry. c4, knight takes c4, knight takes c4, pawn takes c4, Knight takes c4, queen takes c4, queen takes c4. I don't know. c4 square is just too well guarded by black's pieces, so you cannot play the move c4. In this case, oh, he's played the move c4. That's unfortunate for white, because he's gonna just snap it off with knight takes c4. No, knight takes c4, pawn takes c4. Pawn takes c4 now, with the discovered check looming in this position. Mansoor's going to win this very, very comfortably, I would say. Pawn takes or queen takes is his question. He's calculating the pawn endgame. The pawn endgame is completely winning because you're up a pawn. I think it's definitely completely winning. I mean, this king is like very well protected. These pawns are completely locked in by these pawns. Even though you could argue, yeah, he has calculated the pawn ending, and that's what a professional does. He's calculated it out to zugzwang. So now here, a4, king d6, king here. This pawn is completely hanging, and this is easy peasy. Easy school day for Mansoor. Takes, king up. Oh, the king gets. I think he should just play king here. No. He should just play king d5 because that's the professional way to deal with it. Because if he takes, you can always take with the definitely king d5. King d5 wins on the spot. King d5. If he takes, you take, and then this pawn's still hanging. Because if you take now, yeah, king d5. Absolute ruthless chess from Mansoor. Mansoor's sometimes he adds the chef's kiss to a position. Although he might have just about miscalculated this, just like I did. I missed this move before as well. But you could say that that's not a biggie. You can just take here and then walk back with a king to pick up this pawn. Although now you've given maybe some drawing chances. He takes no risks. King takes d4 should be completely and comfortably winning. Yeah, king takes d4, king here. Okay, this pawn rolls, this pawn rolls. c5. Sometimes this guy cracks me up so much. Okay, wrong direction. This pawn's queening. No way. You're getting skewered after check. King here is the only move. Check. King here though, and check. And pick up the queen. Okay, this is definitely advantage Mansoor. It's a closer game than it had any right to be. But such is chess that you always have to be careful when you play these kind of positions. Mansoor needs to figure out a way to win this, which I'm pretty sure he will. Maybe queen here first. Why did he resign? I don't see it. I actually don't see it. Okay. Let's look at that later. Knight c3. This is probably the last game. Let me tell him that. This is the last game that I'll be covering. Last game. Okay. c4. And I will hand it over to Peter Lecco. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Jan. This position. I don't know what this is. Oh no, what is going on here? Bishop c3, bc3. Okay, let us come from the beginning. Oh my, it's completely unbelievable. Okay, white started with the move c4, and black went with the move e5, and after e4, knight f6, knight c3, bishop b4, and after d3, bishop c3 check, bc3, castles, bishop a3. Mansoor's playing black. So let us switch to this view. Okay, bishop a3, and after bishop a3, Mansoor's like looking to see what he is to do with this rook on f8. This rook on f8. So he's asking me. Okay, he plays d7, d6, and after h3, Black is looking to play knight c6, or even something like bishop e6, knight d7. This I don't understand. Okay, he wants to put a knight on f4. Just wait, what? Oh no, completely unbelievable. Oh, this is completely unbelievable. Oh my goodness, he just played knight h5, thinking that he has to put a knight on f4 because of, oh my God. If this possession, this is completely, yeah. He played f5. Okay, he played f7 to f5. He's going to play the piece handicap. He's playing on. This is some massive respect to play on in this position. Okay, after d4, the white is just completely winning, and okay, there's nothing to say. And after queen f6, he's just trying to create something here, but the knight on e2 saves everything on d4, and there is nothing, no ground tactics. This is complete collapse by Mansoor. Okay, after the c3 square is completely saved, but now there is some hang on. There is f takes e4 and some sort of pin ideas here. Now rook takes here, and now this is not so straightforward. No, this is not straightforward at all. Oh no, what is this? What is this? Knight c6, just knight c6, or just knight c6. This is very strange, very strange. Why anybody, after winning a piece, would go into this? Completely unbelievable. Completely unbelievable. He can even play something like this. He's trying some tricks. He's going to put the bishop on c6 and put the bishop on d5. No. The queens have been exchanged. This is not good for Mansoor. No. This takes and the knight is pinned, but without the queens down a piece, I'm not so sure. I think white should play king d1 or castle's queen side. But this is completely he has to play bishop f5 to stop triple O maybe. Okay, bishop f4 doesn't even, never mind. Okay, rook a8 is the only move. Rook a8 is the only move that can give black any sort of chance. But now, hang on. How does white black can play rook e3 and just start eating at these pawns on g3 and c3. He can snap both pawns now. He can snap both pawns. Which pawn? Okay, he goes for a more active approach. If you're down a piece, there is no point in trying to munch pawns at this point. He could have taken on rook c3 with the tempo because the knight is still pinned to the king. So now Mansoor is making hell rain on his opponent, and now here is check, and now the piece is lost. Oh my God! What is? I mean, this is I don't know what this is. This is completely. This is not chess. I mean, yeah, knight takes a3, and Mansoor is completely equal. He's back in the game. Knight takes a3. What is he thinking? Oh my God! Does he not see it? Does he not see knight takes a3? Or is he calculating some sort of checkmate here? Knight takes a3. There is nothing else. This is absolutely. It's one of the most unbelievable games I've ever seen. He blundered the full knight, and now he's completely back in the game. And now he's just going to play bishop c6 and get some stability in this position. This position, even bishop a4 was hanging. Okay, knight takes g3 now. Now utilizing the pin on this pawn is saved by the rook. So Mansoor just goes for rook takes g3, saying that this king is completely getting pinned now. Knight c4 check. This is all very standard. Standard knight c4. King can't come to d3 because of the rook on the third rank. And now bishop a4. All the pieces coming into the attack. Like, oh my goodness, what a game! What a game! Knight here, and now these pieces vulnerable. And okay, after this, he's going to just simply move the rook. He's going to pick up the bishop, and if you pick up the rook, he's going to pick up. Okay, now this is going to be like rook takes check, and after here, he's going to play bishop b5. That's the idea, and the opponent doesn't see. Oh my God, this is complete collapse. White has totally collapsed in this position. Oh my God. Oh my God, that was one of the most unbelievable games I've ever seen in my life. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is not chess. This is definitely not chess. I mean, what is this? What is this? Just he lost a full piece. He lost a full piece and he just continued playing on. This is equal to what they say as trolling. And and so I will hand it back to Sachin because I cannot Peter Leko cannot handle this kind of chess. I mean, this is unbelievable, unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And that was that was complete hilarity from my opponent, from Mansoor's opponent. I mean, oh my goodness, this was total and utter domination. I mean, this is the kind of game that I would normally play as white. I would win a piece and then not know what to do with it against a strong player. Like what Mansoor did well here was he just activated his pieces. Even when the queens were exchanged, he stayed calm. Could have probably played Rook G3 here, but he chose to bring the knight into the action, which I really liked. King D2, immediate blunder, and then he picks this up and then continues tormenting his opponent. Just tactics, tactics. So here, I think the idea was after Rook takes, you can play Bishop here and then play this endgame up, up, up a couple of pawns. I think 4 versus 6. He wanted to play this, and 3 pawns up. This is an easy win. This is what he was going for, but his opponent completely misplayed it. And with that, the stream ends. Thank you for watching. And I enjoyed it mainly because commentating is way easier than playing. And I think I'll be doing this more in the future.